on air. Now we are live, family. We are live. Welcome to Creative Knowledge Live, my first ever live stream from YouTube. Man,
All right.
gonna hop in the game, some serious Creative Knowledge TV live. I am Bro Jalahi. Um, Today we're gonna do something different. We're gonna call this Sunday School. For those who missed church this
Mm.
morning. For those who missed church this morning, you can tune in now and get your natural and daily healing. You feel me? It's your natural knowledge.
Intake, yeah.
Yep. Today's discussion will be on, can we know God? Can we humans know God? Okay. Can we know God? I got my brothers AK from the Just Saying podcast. I got my brother True from Hip Hop Historian, man. And
Yo,
also got my brother Eli Soul from Cobra Vision Academy on. It's gonna be a powerful build. Very deep brothers, deep thinkers. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves
yo, say KO Do It Jabbar with Just Saying Podcast. Like the page on Facebook at Just Saying Podcast. Also with BLAK Association Clothing, still have that in the works as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to my brother True.
Hip Hop Historian Podcast. Been on my YouTube page. I've been on a little hiatus, but I'll be back soon. I got some major things I'm working on, and we'll be back in full force.
All right.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Shout out to the
Again,
brother Creative Knowledge. Thank you for having me on here, man, as well.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Eli, man. It's what we need to do. We need to build, bro, together.
Yeah, more
yes,
of
sir,
this,
man. No problem, G. I'm
more
glad that my
platforms.
brothers, able to join in and have these type of places to think, have these type of places to conversate. You feel me? Converse. You feel me? Like we
Yep,
we need these spaces as young black men, and it's just people in general. We need deeper
Facts.
thinking spaces. So again, getting to the problem or the question at hand, can we
Yep.
know God? This is perspective based, family. You are the God of your universe, in my opinion. Um, God can be whoever and whatever you want it to be. So, with that being said, I'll give my perspective on, can we know God? My answer to that is yes, because ye are gods, or we are gods. You know what I mean? God derived from the word this means to look over or watch over a journey, or you feel me. So
okay.
me, I look at God or my God senses as guides. Now we have to understand that anything can be a guide. It depends, what information you are willing to learn and apply. Remember, AK, we were speaking on applying information. um
Yep.
we have to understand that I don't I well me I think that there's no sky person that's guiding us along this journey of life. I think that it's our personal intuition, it's our energy. If you think about how our body systems are made, it's created just like the solar system. If you look at DNA strands and our electrical systems through our body that create electromagnetic energy, they're
Mm-hmm.
they're they're depicted and shaped, all of that, just as the cosmos is, just as different planetary systems, as NASA says, the black hole mythology, things in that nature. So
I agree.
I feel
That's why.
like,
Facts.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, as you said, we are the universe. Our we have that power to create with our hands, and um, even mentally, dreaming and stuff like that. So, uh, again, being part of that universe, even our eyes are made of quartz. The same thing, that builds a star is in our own eyes. For those that didn't know,
Facts.
so
Facts.
just to kind
If
of go off
even
what
if
you
you look
said.
into the eye, I think when we look directly into the pupil of the eye, um, you can see the soul. You can see that black source, that infinite darkness. You know what I'm saying, within the
Yeah,
soul. So you can look through someone's soul to the source.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, God as a concept was something that we used to answer questions that we didn't have answer to, like thunder,
Yeah.
you know, where our food came from, how the seasons changed, the whole thing. Like, if you look at the best God system is the Egyptian and Greek God system. You can see how everything that they did is the reason why God did it. It's a perspective. It's a story. But as we get into modern times where we can put a formula to everything, where we can look up the universe and see that the universe is a black mass, and that there's many things inside that black mass that goes infinitely through a loophole of time, you can see that the world is just a reflection of what man is, and man is God. So therefore, there is no God. You are a God, but there is no God like a God in the sky that is
Fact.
pointing at your
yeah,
flaws, and
yeah, like
there
that. I
there
don't. I
is
don't
no
think
there is
there's
no
like a entity
nemesis.
over us. You
Right.
know, I was telling you before, Jaron. My bad, brother July. The book I was reading, that it was a real short book too, probably about 50 pages, and it was about religion, science, saying again that everything comes from the word of God, and
Mm.
that's how we can be
Mm.
as well. How we speak things into existence.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
that works a
Because see,
That's
universal law.
powerful, bro. That's real powerful.
that's powerful because again, bro, that goes back to the truthhood of the sound is what creates the vibration. So really, sound is is our creator. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
vibration, everything moves, everything is saying something. That's how we get messages to create things. You know, a tree told the people, I can be made into paper, I can, get milk for syrup, I can fall, you know what I'm saying?
sap, all this shit. Yeah,
And,
Just
and,
like
and
just like remember AK, I told you the hyperboloid and how matter of fact we gonna go and share the screen like remember how I was saying how we can learn all the secrets of nature from water. You feel me?
mm-hmm.
I mean, because water is the building block of all life. Like, that's why these really, man, you have to think of God. The best God thing you can ever look at too is like Dragon Ball Z. Like how they got Supreme Kai, they got a god for this and a god for that, and then God turns out to be these two little kids who can destroy everything. You got the god of destruction, and it's funny how you say energy and vibrations, because when they attack, they call the attack out. They speak it into existence. And what we
Mm.
do as humans in the real world is we speak negative things to us and positive things. So
Damn, yeah.
when I'm having a conversation about the things I want in my life and the things that I think I need to have, I never say I can't get them. I always say I will get them,
Right.
because what you're doing, what the universe will do, is put a door in front of you. But a wise man knows that there's more than one way through a door. It's a key, there's a handle,
Fact,
or you can force your way through. And what
fact.
God was an answer to that door that man needed. We need clarification in order for us to feel like we exist. So
Exactly.
so
is it one door
give me
with?
one more second. I just want to say one more
I'm
thing.
sorry. Go ahead.
So just going back to the Dragon Ball Z thing, when a man dies, you get together these six. At, we we think of a concept of coming back to life as, you're dying on a hospital table, or you're dying socially, or you're dying financially. But we don't realize that the universe is already a chaotic thing, and it is already dying every day. So
Yes, death and rebirth. Facts.
the truth is when we think of God, we think of immortality. So in order for us to feel like gods, we have to become immortal first. And the question I'm gonna give you guys is, what is true immortality? And that's how you really answer is, can there be a God?
I think it's more
That's
of
deep.
like probably like the legacy. But I was saying this as well in my live stream with my seven sphere exercise, is that the legacy we have allows us. I think we can be immortal when we have something to leave behind. It may not be our physicality that doesn't die. The body does decay, but um we live on forever. That's why we're made of the universe. We are the universe. Our entities never truly perish.
Are
I agree. I agree. I feel like you know, our true goal in life is to, find a speck of joy, of truth that literally nothing can erase. Like
A
the
decaying
creator.
body in the ground will make the grass greener.
Yes, yes.
So that
Everything
says
is
a
a
lot
giving
about
and
who we are.
receiving agent of life. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna ask that. Why do people ever ask why do we get buried in the ground? Why do you put the soul, do you put the body back in soil, which has the same root word as sound and source and soul? You feel me? Soul is the soil, bro. You feel me? Soil is the soul of
Mm,
this earth.
yeah,
You feel me?
to plant that tree of life.
And that's what gives you that death and rebirth. When you go back to darkness, as soon as our soul leaves the body, we awaken in another womb or another life. You
so
know?
you believe in reincarnation?
Yes.
I
Okay.
do too.
Because there's no infinite, I mean, there's no end to the source. So even when we die, we just reach the source again, commune with the source, talk about our experiences or speak experiences into existence, and then we seek another mother. Like I feel like us right now.
I kind of feel like I kind of feel you on that, because like we can think of a female as a passage straight to the source, and we can imagine ourselves as men as being like the messenger of the source, and that's kind of going to, like, when you with your true, when you find your true calling, and you find something you truly are good at, you feel at one with yourself. You feel as if you finally found out your
Yeah.
purpose, and that's what people spend their whole life doing. So, and when you come back into the earth and another time, you are more familiar with that thing that you love to do, and you do it better. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts. Facts.
it's kind of like we're getting another chance to polish the skills we had in this world and take them with us to the next world. But I kind of feel like there's a cap to it. Like eventually, you use so many lives that you must go back into the source and become one with that source. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
kind of
I
that's
mean, I,
kind of
I think
that's
I
kind of
think
why I think we are now. Like we're kind of at the end of our time with the source, and we're all eventually gonna all
mm,
disappear, and then it's gonna all start over again. If that makes any sense.
I
That's
mean,
kind of
I
cold.
can
Yeah.
understand that. I can understand that with our life perspective, but check this out. Do y'all, because you said something important, True. You said we are all here trying to find a truth or a purpose or our purpose here on life. I mean, on earth. I think us finding our purpose on earth is the same as the sperm searching for that right egg to, plant and create the other life for us. So, at the same time that we're trying to find the truth in this life, we're literally swimming through a womb right now to find the new egg of our new life next lifetime. You know what I mean?
That's a good connection. Yeah. And that, you know, brings on creation. We provide creation and still provide creativity once we're created. So the creation process never stops as well. That's a recycling thing. So um what so you true you say that you think that we are gods or can know God then?
The question is once again is like, to me, you have to. I mean, God is to me, it's a concept. It's not really a physical thing. It's a concept to apply to your life. Like anytime when somebody who did drugs or sold drugs or had a checkered past and they find peace in God, that's always a good concept to design your life around. Treat people with respect, be kind to one another, don't judge people, different things like that. Those are things that are real good Christian values that everyone should live by. So I don't think that God is a bad concept. What I think is when you look at what true believers say, like people that are zealous, like
Hmm.
Hebrew Israelites, people like the jihads, people like Mormons and all them other people who take the shit way left and take the worst of the worst and they practice the worst of the worst of that part. That's when we get into what religion is. So can there be a God?
Is
Can
a
we be of
Christian.
God? Yes, we can be
Yeah.
of God. There is something within all of us that connects us and drives us to each other and from each other. There's a centrifugal force that gives us the very concept of things not working for some reason. We look into thermonuclear physics. You cannot emit the same energy, more energy than the output. So if you put something at 100 volts, you can't expect it to go to 200 volts unless you increase the power of it. That's the same concept of God. Like when you do things that are not of you and you reflect the negative
Yeah. I
image.
think yeah, it's
You
like almost trying to fit or going off of how another man or another man or being lived, like how what are we going off of when we say God? We're going off of uh I
actions. Are we going off of you know a concept? Are we going off
Habits.
religion? Are we going off of what we feel? Are we going off of what we know? Because
I think we going off of what experience. These teachings that are in these books are from another man's experience, you know.
right,
So I think we have to create that story ourselves.
Yo, peace,
exactly.
peace, 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 brother. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me? My fault. I had to handle some business. I've been listening in on the discussion, man. Y'all throwing some good points around in the air, man. I just wanted to check in just to make y'all, let y'all know that I was listening and I'm in the discussion with y'all,
Oh
brothers.
yeah, definitely.
Welcome on in. Shout out to Soul Create.
Mhm.
Sorry, not creative. Cobra Vision Academic
Appreciate y'all, man.
Athletics.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you for joining.
What's your perspective, Pete? Can we know God? Can we know God? So
Uh, I would say God because you are God. I believe we are the best versions of ourselves, or we are we are what we allow ourselves to do or allow ourselves to be. Me personally,
So you
I
think we
don't,
were put out to be something or somebody? Like
I
we
don't,
all
I
have
don't,
that.
I don't believe that we're meant to be anything. I feel like we choose to be. Just like I feel like my brother Jalahi
Yeah,
said a
not like
couple weeks ago.
celebrities or nothing, no.
No, no, because celebrities
Right.
are just celebrities are just celebrated people who, you know what I'm saying, who we think are
By opinion,
valued.
right.
Exactly. But like I could give a fuck less, you know what I'm saying? But like that doesn't make them a celebrity because a million people believe in them, you know what I'm saying? Or a million people see them as valuable.
It's a title somebody else decided to give them, right?
Exactly. I feel like my brother said, I feel like he said what a couple months ago that our habits and what we choose to do is the ultimate decision on where you're going to go in life and who you are. So someone who chooses to spend so much time on the unknown can never truly know themselves or even know their own true potential. I personally
Mm.
don't pay attention to the unknown. Not saying that I don't believe in a higher source or anything, but I feel that the higher source is me growing, like me learning, me teaching myself, me healing myself, me learning new things are the examples of
Hold on, Pete. Hold on, so, because I mean, you're absolutely right. At the same time, I have to disagree because you said when we don't focus on the unknown, but then you said we're constantly learning. See, the what we're constantly learning is the unknown. You
right,
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like you said, I think ourselves and um us chasing a truth or a happiness is the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always gonna help you reach God when you're chasing. Why does my body swell up when I lift weights and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? When you ask certain questions, you feel me?
I think okay, well, I think there's a difference between intelligence and ignorance or stupidity and ignorance. Like, for example, just because we don't know a second language doesn't mean we aren't capable of learning a second language. But to somebody who already knows two languages are going to say, well, you're dumb or you're stupid. No, we just haven't been
Okay.
exposed. We just haven't been exposed to that knowledge or exposed to that truth or information or whatever you might want to call it. So chasing the unknown, like you said, like being on a quest to gain new knowledge and gain new understanding of not even just the world but yourself, to me is you stepping into godhood or stepping into uh the complete existence of yourself. Like Goku couldn't
Exactly.
power up if he was so focused on what the other niggas was doing. You know what I'm saying?
And that's again that correlation with Dragon Ball Z is crazy. He's able to transform to higher heights with help from the gods. You know, that's
Right,
why
right,
he hated it at first. He was like, man, like this is shitty because I have to use their help, and it's not letting me get strong. Whole time he
exactly.
using their assistance, and he's growing from it. He like kind of like we were saying a little bit ago, we are God through experience.
Right, right,
Where the idea of God is from experience of what another man has done and has been through.
mm,
So we write that ourselves every single day, every second.
right,
And then that's when the more accolades come across, the more again
right,
stats that we increase. We build value to
right.
ourselves. Value get a stat increase so
I feel that. I feel that. And like I said, this is just me personally. Like I really feel as if me personally, I haven't started to grow until I started to really focus in on just myself and how I started to see things. And this is what I tell Jalahi a lot of times, that like people tend to focus way too much on the unknown, well, not, and I don't even want to say the unknown, but the things that they really can't control, but then they sit back and say, well, I don't like, okay, for instance, it's a known fact that a lot of men don't like to get checked out by the doctor, or they don't like to really figure out what, like do any of us right now, do we know what blood
Feel
type
like they
y'all
don't
are?
have to. Yeah.
Like, do y'all know what blood type y'all are?
Oh,
You
positive.
said what? You said you
Oh,
what?
positive.
You O positive? Hey
Positive.
Jay, what are you?
I have no clue, bro.
You have no. See, now I don't honestly. I feel like even on my license, it say that it say I'm O negative, but it's like that is such a critical thing to know about yourself because, bro, if you were leaking right now, if you were cut or if you were hurt by yourself, bro, there would be nothing anybody would be able to do for you if you didn't even know like those simple things or like those simple things that come into play when, you know what I'm saying, just your overall being. Now, I'm not really too far into knowing or getting to know so much of the shit that other people think that are valuable. I tend to only like really focus on what immediately is around me and like what, you know what I'm saying, that I personally can control. Um, I feel like I am God. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm in control of everything, my behavior. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of. Now, they can be tampered with, like, you know what I'm saying, with social media and with my environment, which obviously does play a part, which, you know what I'm saying, I feel like if you are in a negative environment, you should change that environment, or you should put yourself in a better position or a better place where you would feel more what do you call it? Peaceful, or, you know what I'm saying, stress free. But these are all things that you individually have to figure out, and you individually have to come, you know what I'm saying, come to a conclusion with. Like, knowing the unknown is okay, but, you know what I'm saying, if you don't know yourself, you don't even know where to apply yourself. And I realized, you know, at a young age that my opinion and how I think is a very rare, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, just me in general.
Yeah. And that's that they have the saying, you can know, all people are different, but not one person is the same. All yeah, exactly. All people are different, but not one
But
person
not
is
the
the same.
same. Sorry, they're similar. They're similar, but not the same.
And you said something important about control. And I was kind of looking into like the dichotomy or the separation, the difference between control, and it comes down to just two things really, what we can control, which is your attitude and your reaction, your emotions, and then the things we can't control, like uh
The
the
subconscious.
yeah, like the weather of the day
Right,
and
right.
shit like that. So
And your motor skills, like, these are all pre-written.
yeah,
Like, these are all genetically uh predisposed to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you are now, that's all, like you just said, we're all different in that way as well. Like, what our parents gave us and what my mom, whatever DNA or information my mom gave me, and same thing with my father, like that all comes into play as well. So, like, I feel like it's really important for people to really get to understand themselves as not even just like them, like people, but like where they come from as well. So then they would get more of a
yeah,
true under and overstanding of what purpose or should fit them the most. Because I feel like, I don't know about you brothers at all, but like I feel like everybody's trying to live the same purpose.
yeah. I say that purpose would be like to be successful, you know. But we all have our own interpretation of that.
Of success. Right, right, right.
But
So
see, like when it comes to chasing or like, what we go after, I think wouldn't we be able to say that it is still something that we can control overall, bro? Like because I feel like the brain is what connects the soul and the source.
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay, the
that's
brain
why I
comes
was
encoded.
saying like the
You feel me?
weather. Yeah, the dichotomy of the control, bro, of the uncontrollable is a game. Let's say you balling out, you playing a game of basketball outside. All right, you what you can't control is the weather, but what you can control is whether you win that game or not. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. That's a fact. Or not, maybe not if you win, but if you're in a position to win.
Mm.
Cause
Yeah.
because you can't control if the other dude is a better shooter or a
Yeah.
better player. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can control
Right.
if you are trained enough to play, or if you're in you know what I mean? Like if you're in a state of to win or to be in a position like that, you got to put yourself in that position. Like I forgot what the quote is. It's success only comes to people who prepare for it. And
Yeah.
I feel
Facts.
I feel no, like everybody can say like, all right, well, like I know my income tax is coming, but that don't mean that everybody gonna do right by when that income tax come, or
Yeah.
they gonna spend it wisely or whatever. And just like Jalahi said, like our habits are the true gods. Like I already know, I know who gonna buy a Gucci belt as soon as they get that money, bro. Like
On my
I
life.
know who gonna, but then they gonna be on here telling me like, oh, we need to put money up and this and that, and we need to. So I know that their heart means well. I know that, you know what I'm saying, what they mean internally means well, but their habits won't allow them to reach that potential or reach that goal.
Yeah.
You know how
That's the
many
same thing with a
people?
drug addict. They want to quit doing drugs,
Right,
but
right,
that
perfect,
habit and that
right,
choice,
right.
which I personally think, you know,
Because God is telling you, or if obviously if we want to use that term, God is telling you to do drugs, and God is also telling you to get off them at the same time.
to so
Mm.
you think people
What?
have to wait, so
God
you
is,
saying like they would
huh?
they had to have to go through that to get to their full potential? You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost pre-written for them. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying literally, bro. When you say, man, I want to get in shape, and you put it in your mind that that's what you want, there's gonna be a God or you or whatever you want to call it saying, nah, bro, it's okay. You ain't gotta work out today.
Yeah.
You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? You already handsome. You already get girls. Like, what you need to lift weights for? Like, it's gonna be things in your mind like that. Like, that's God as well. Same thing with, bro. It could go deep. Obviously, we all know for every positive there's a negative. So don't I know when people with the term God always comes to like, all right, well, the opposite has to be the devil. Like, nah, nigga, God is the same shit.
Right.
If God is telling your ass to kill, rob, steal, and God could tell you to give, you know what I'm saying? Give love and show love and
And that's what we remember we were saying before. People only want to bring up the devil spirit or the devil entity when bad things happen, you
when
know.
bad shit happen, it's somebody to blame.
But let them
Yeah.
have, just got blessed with a new house. Oh, God just gave me like,
Yeah,
you
nah,
know,
bro. And like I say, bro, I do it I don't know, but I can't speak for everybody, bro. But everything about me, I get my own, bro. I'm gonna keep it a
On
stack
my
with you.
life. On
Like
my
so,
life, G.
so I don't
or
know this
either I earn right.
right, or I earn, you know what I'm saying, like by however I earn it, you know what I'm saying. But like, so I don't know. I'm the wrong nigga to ask when it come to, oh, is there somebody upstairs helping me? Because I ain't seen that nigga.
Right.
I ain't seen
Right.
that nigga pull up yet. Everything, bro. Like I got
Mhm.
in school on my own. I
Mhm.
I applied on my own, fast food on my own. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I
Yeah.
also lost shit on my own, and I can't blame nobody else. And I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like nigga,
Yeah.
I tore my ACL because I wasn't in the best shape. You know what I'm saying? So what am I? That
Nah,
ain't God. You know what I'm saying? That ain't God being like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Nah, nigga, like you know what I'm saying? He gave me, or you know what I'm saying? I got this body for a reason, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not treating it right, then shit, bro, it's gonna. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
No, that's real shit. And I mean, even going back to like you just said, bro, we do this shit on our own. You know what I mean? So
right, right.
why give the praise to someone when we get something on our own? You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Like like nobody ever says, damn, God the one that broke my ankle and shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So why when we get $1 million, we like, yeah,
right,
God, you the greatest. Nah, bro,
right,
you worked for that. You got yourself that interview.
right.
Now see, what I think the creator or God is when you put yourself around the opportunities. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? When you put yourself around opportunities to win or lose or whatever,
right.
he the creator gives different creation scenarios.
Of course,
Okay?
of course.
So that's why when I say like, the brain is what connects the soul and the source, it's that duality between our universe, the as above, so below. Like our brains already come encoded with what we need to learn and what we need to do to
Facts,
thrive here on earth.
Mm.
facts.
You know, it's like in this existence, remember what I just said, AK, how the sperm is constantly looking for the egg? I
Yep.
think the brain is constantly looking for a form, a meaning, beauty. It's looking for truth. It's looking for love.
Right.
These are all components the brain searches for when it reaches for God.
That's facts.
Okay?
I agree, and that's why what we watch is important too, because you start to program it into
Your mind. Right.
into what's comfortable for you. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Facts.
Like you might be super fat and know you need to hit the gym, but you might keep seeing stuff on TV that's like it's okay to be,
Right.
fat
Right.
as hell, and then they implement the image of all these fat people
Right.
on TV,
Right.
either making money because they're that size, or
Right.
getting that platform on a different, um, on like a weight losing channel or something like
Uh-huh.
that.
Right. Right. Right.
So what we watch has a lot to do with that as well, I think.
Facts. What we watch is programming our mind. I subconsciously and consciously, like it's it's important to also just question the people you put yourself around. Most important too, like even if they are posing as friends, like I feel like a lot of the times we don't realize the effects of the people that we have around us and what they might the negative energies they might be bringing on to us. You know what I'm saying? By putting
Yeah.
putting you
Even
know
if you don't want to, you can be like, man, like I don't want to be that person, and it can
right.
subconsciously happen.
Right, and it's good to question, like, oh, like why, like, bro, I've had times where, bro, like, I sat and I was like, bro, why, why are all the friends that I have, they don't have fathers like I do, or why are all the women that I go around, or all the women that I encounter, why do they all have daddy issues, or like why, like, and it's just like things I ask myself, and it's like, bro, I'm attracting these people because this is all who I am. And once I
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
once I stopped trying, I started to notice that, like, damn, like I really don't have my father in my life. And 90% of my brothers don't have their fathers in their life, or you know what I'm saying, might have them, but you know what I mean, they might not be that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of issues, a lot of other things and similarities that we have, and we realize, like, damn, like this is why we're friends, and this is why we gravitated towards each other, because we both shared the same pain or the same
Yeah, you
trauma.
kind of are who you keep around. I agree.
Exactly. So I started, like I said, I mean, ask yourself, like, damn, how can I put myself around somebody who got money, or not necessarily money, but who got something that you might lack, or something that you might want to improve on. So like I started hanging around people who went to the gym all the time, and I was like, damn, like bro, I really like to hang out with these niggas. I gotta get in the gym all the time, or to hang around somebody who really like smart and intelligent and all that stuff like that. Like, okay, like I really gotta start hanging around these study halls and hanging
That's a
around
good ad. Yeah,
these
that's
tutor
perfect.
sessions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta start putting yourself around men. And I
Hmm.
can't, I can't really, speak for women, but I made sure to put myself around, what I'm saying, positive male influences, even if I didn't like them.
And that's what I don't get about, there's people in the hood that, really like that lifestyle.
Right.
And then you ask them, they'll tell you like, I just really like this. But
Mm,
some of them will feel like this is all I'm around, this is all I know, I
right,
don't.
right.
And you're choosing to be around that. Like, yeah, they may be your environment, but you still, you even know like in the back of your mind, like you're telling yourself like there's better out there, and you're still not getting that.
Do you think that habits can be broken, or are they just lifelong contracts?
I think, yeah, they can be broken, like
They be
smoking,
broken. So okay, smoking, facts.
habit.
See,
What else? Like stealing, stuff like that, maybe.
you want to know something crazy? I forgot who told me this. I think this was July. He told me this a long ass time ago. He was like, bro,